Just 4 miles north of Bethlehem and 7 miles northwest of Easton sits the small town of Nazareth, Pennsylvania. Nazareth was founded by Moravian immigrants in 1740 and has grown to become a place that many call home. The instruments of Nazareth are the woodwork on which this small town has grown and flourished.
We explore the history of Nazareth, tying together the tunes of guitars and cars to today's current Nazareth life. It is sure to be a ride that we won't soon forget.
When it comes to Nazareth history, nobody does it better than the Moravian Historical Society.
We caught up with Craig Atwood, their president, to find out more.
Craig, thank you so much for joining us. Yes. This is where Nazareth started, right, Craig?
Absolutely, right in this very spot. The Moravians finished it around 1748. This little part of Nazareth has actually been connected to a global network.
Oh my goodness.
And in our collection, we've got things they've sent back from all these wonderful
I've noticed that the collection in the museum, which we're standing in now, we've got pieces from all over the world.
Yeah.
And a large collection of musical instruments.
Moravians have always been famous for music. The first performance of Haydn's Creation Symphony in North America was done by the Moravians. And they made musical instruments. Here in this room we have clavichords. The other room we have one of 10 surviving organs from the colonial period. Here we have the oldest violin made in America, made by John Antes. This is one of the gems of our collection.
Do not try playing this, Paul, okay? Stay away from this.
This one you cannot touch.
I'm actually nervous standing this close to it.
What amazes me with our collection is the diversity of instruments we have. You know, these Moravians were here in Nazareth, were making this, and this is one of the reasons why Martin came to Nazareth.
Well, if we can't take this bad boy out of the case, we should probably head over to Martin Guitar.
I can't think of a better place to go from here. Absolutely. Craig, thank you so much for taking the time to speak with us today.
We'll be back.
I hope so. There's a lot more to talk about.
The music of Nazareth expands far beyond historic Moravian instruments.
Martin Guitar has been an obvious staple to Nazareth and its history.
Martin owned a shop in New York City for 6 years near the mouth of the Holland Tunnel. One day, a friend invited Martin and his wife to Nazareth. Well, they fell in love with the town and decided to call it home.
And home it has been to C.F. Martin and Company since 1838.
We stopped by the Martin Guitar Factory and met up with Dick Boak, Director of Museum Archives and Special Projects. Well, anyone who is anybody in the music industry probably has a Martin guitar, or at least wants one.
At least wants one is right.
I was gonna say. And did you know that Martin is headquartered right here in Nazareth?
It's an amazing story.
Absolutely.
You have stayed here in Nazareth. It's like family, isn't it?
One of the reasons why Martin guitars are special, it's the people. It's the people's hands. It's a handmade product. We have technology, but it's a beautiful technology marriage with hand craftsmanship. And being a Germanic area, the German precision is unparalleled. Chris Martin likes to say that we're always striving to make the perfect guitar. And every customer that we have believes that they have it.
Of course they do. Who are some of these musicians that play the Martin guitars?
Well, the museum is filled with them. The Beatles, of course, went to India with 2 Martin guitars and wrote 42 songs that became the White Album, Abbey Road, and Let It Be, your favorite Beatles songs. Johnny Cash, Willie Nelson, Crosby, Stills, Nash, Neil Young, Hank Williams, Tom Petty, John Mayer, Eric Clapton.
Many of these artists come right here to Nazareth to have their guitars made custom for them, is that correct?
The employees go nuts. It's autograph time. Paul Simon came here, and I was so worried that he would get accosted with too many autographs requests that I told the employees, please don't ask for autographs. So everybody was being very cordial to him, and 2/3 of the way through he turned to me and he said, don't they know who I am?
I feel like it's almost sacrilege to hold a Martin guitar if you don't know how to play it. You have that.
No, that's
you sure?
not the truth.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, Frank Henry Martin said that nobody has ever suffered from having a better guitar.
Okay.
This is D45 from 1942. and often referred to as the holy grail of guitars. And
Wow.
let me just play a chord for you. So this has warmth. Warmth would be bass response, but it also has treble response.
That's amazing.
Well, thank you so much. This has been so much fun. And I think the best way to end this segment, best air guitar that we got.
Best air guitar pose?
Yep.
You got it.
So, Paul, this is the last interview, and I think that we should put a wager on this one.
Does this wager have anything to do with the fact that we're holding crash helmets and looking at go-karts?
Yes, and the winner gets to interview the man, the myth, the legend himself.
And the loser has to buy ice cream at Emily's. Deal? All right, deal.
What is wrong with you?
I'm doing my slow-mo. Duh. No? I don't know.
First person to finish 2 laps wins.
Eat my dust, Paul. You're going down, Paul.
All right, Liz. I got you now, Liz.
I want to take this opportunity to thank Mario Andretti for joining us today. I'm really glad I had the opportunity to beat Liz in a race to interview you today. So. Your family came over from Italy, ended up here in Nazareth. Why Nazareth?
My dad was asked by our Uncle Tony here.
Now, your Uncle Tony was here.
Uncle Tony was here. We arrived here on a Thursday and immediately saw these lights, big bright lights and a huge roar of engines. We just bolted down there, which was about maybe a mile or so, and we peeked through the fence and, oh gosh, and we looked at each other and we said, you know what, America may not be bad after all. You know, so.
Just by pure fate, you ended up in Nazareth in an earshot of the Nazareth Speedway.
That's where my career began. Nazareth, thank you very much.
Yeah.
It's something that I'm thankful for every day, that I just liked what I had here. And then as life goes on, you raise your children, and great schools here. Plus, you know, I come here from the hustle and bustle. I come here and I rest.
Sometimes it's nice to be home.
Replenish my spirit, you know, so why Nazareth? You know why? Because I like it. I just love to come back home, and this is home, and that's enough for me.
Hey Mario, think I could take a ride?
I don't think so.
Really? Liz, I felt really bad obliterating you on the racetrack, so I picked up these flowers from Michael Lind's florist right here in Nazareth for you.
Well, thank you for the flowers, and I will get you next time, believe me.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Thanks anyway
Yeah,
for these,
yeah.
they're gorgeous. And Nazareth is gorgeous as well. What a gem of a town.
From the Moravian Historical Society to the Nazareth Center for the Arts, Nazareth has everything.
We've covered so much, but there's even more to explore. You got Pizza Joe's, Nazareth Diner.
The homemade mozzarella and ricotta cheese at Calandra's, out of this world.
Really is amazing. Also amazing if you have a sweet tooth, Schubert's Bakery, Cozy Cakes, and Emily's Ice Cream.
Yeah, speaking of Emily's Ice Cream, I think you owe me a scoop.
I do. It's time for me to pay up. Ice cream on me.
I think I'm gonna get 2 scoops, Liz.
Oh, Paul.